My opinion, I saw that merge coming from a long ways away just because of the fact that Sprint and T-Mobile, they're really not that good of a phone carrier. In my opinion, I mean, I live right in town, and Sprint coverage is not as good as AT&T here. T-Mobile coverage is not as good as AT&T here. And the other thing is Sprint and T-Mobile, their credit policies are extremely lenient. So they literally, I mean, they have just some of the scummiest customers
Yeah,
that,
they approve everybody.
yep, they approve everybody for financing. They have a failing business model because they approve everyone for financing, but then at the same time, as soon as they miss a payment or two, it seems like Sprint and T-Mobile blacklist their phones faster than any other carrier just because
Yeah,
they
they
know
take
that it's a
losses
known
on all those
problem.
phones.
Well, exactly. But then here's the problem is when T-Mobile or Sprint, since they sell to customers that are kind of, shady customers anyway, when they do that, these shady customers will then go take these blocked phones and sell them to innocent consumers online, right?
Right.
So because of them doing that, that then screws over other innocent customers that are wanting to go onto Sprint or T-Mobile. And so it starts this big cycle. Now, if Sprint and T-Mobile would just basically make the phone so they couldn't be unlocked, then people who bought Sprint and T-Mobile phones, although Sprint and T-Mobile might lose the initial money of the phone just because the person never paid them back, at least if the phone were to get sold to somebody and told that it works on Sprint, at least they would gain a new customer that would use their
Right.
service, so they would get some type of business
If
out
they
of
were
it.
smart.
But because they blacklist the phones, the first customer that had never had any intention of paying them back anyways, they lose that customer and they lose the phone and the money. And then on top of that, the second customer that gets the resold local phone that supposedly works for Sprint that's blacklisted, they screwed that customer over too. So they lose two customers every time.
Right.
Then
That's
on
about the
top of
same
it,
thing.
Sprint and T-Mobile will not give you any information over the phone whether the phone has a balance owed or not. So they have a very flawed business model, and that's why I think that they merged, just because of the fact that, in my opinion, basically like Sprint and T-Mobile, they are just going downhill, and I think they both realize that. So they're going to try and merge, and they're going to try and fix stuff, but I don't really think that it's going to work. So
Yeah.
that's my honest opinion of all that. So I kind of seen the merge coming. It's like, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. So yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. But yeah, so it is what it is, and that's why prices suck for Sprint and T-Mobile too, because everyone.
Right.
So a lot of people don't even buy Sprint anymore. So, but yeah. A lot of people couldn't make it tonight just because I know we were an hour
Yeah.
late.
I
So
had there was someone who said it was gonna be an hour delayed. That's how I knew about it. I was like, oh, okay,
yeah,
so
it was an hour delay because I was waiting on a customer, so didn't really have a choice. I ended up getting some phones out of it. Some basically drove 40 minutes away and basically got four sealed phones, which
winning. Oh,
yeah.
so you actually buy them as seal?
Well, yeah, man. I'll show you them right here.
Oh, but you said you open a little slab of it at least to check, right?
Sometimes I do, but not always. So here's the four phones I got. Like, okay, so example, like I'll open them, like if it's like a new seller, I'll open them to make sure. But like the rest of these, like, see, I didn't even open it at all.
Okay.
It's sealed. This is a XS Max 256 gig. I think this is either AT&T or it was unlocked. And then like
Damn.
this one, you see this one, just to like make sure his stuff was good. See, this one's sealed, but
Yeah.
I actually resealed this. See how good I did that? Like
Oh, because you opened
there's
it
a
and
little bit of bubble right here, but other than that,
then you pull the phone out like a little
yeah,
bit?
no, I don't usually pull the phone out.
Okay.
I usually just look at it. I might like touch it, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, it's good, and then I put it back. So because the longer you've got this plastic open, the harder it is to reseal it. It seems like.
Okay.
So at least just my experience. So what I try and do is I'm just showing you here kind of on camera. See, you just kind of seal it back up. You gotta just try and basically make it as perfect as possible, and then there you go. So you see,
Yeah.
I mean, nobody can even tell that this phone was resealed now at this point. I mean, you might, and not to mention when you ship these phones, I mean, if you ship them in a box, hey Bob, how's it going?
Hey, good.
You might have, a little bit of plastic wiggle or a little plastic room, but I don't, and you don't want to do that to like your direct buyers. Like you don't want to like intentionally open all the phones to like, and then reseal them. The only point of opening one phone is to reseal it so you can sell it as new, but just to make sure that when you buy them from your seller, you want to just open it quickly, take the seal off, look in the phone, and then reseal it. That way they don't try and dig you on the price because it is a new phone. You opened it yourself. There's no scratches on it. The reason why direct buyers will say, oh, if it doesn't have the plastic around it, it's minus 50 or minus 20 or whatever their rules may be, is because generally when a phone doesn't have the plastic on it like this or the plastic on the screen, they have to think of themselves as in they're kind of protecting themselves because the majority of phones that don't have this plastic on their screen, direct buyers are going to assume that it's been used. Or if it hasn't been used, it's had scratches on it. So every time I meet someone, like I said, group chat was late tonight because I got these 4 phones and, it was $150 profit each. But this one phone out of the bunch, I opened it just to make sure that everything was legit. And then everything else, I didn't open at all. So, yeah. So that's that. But if you can't reseal it, like, let me show you. So this is a phone because I haven't shipped anything out yet because it's Sunday. I'm waiting until Monday. But look at this reseal job. This is terrible.
Damn, that's terrible.
Isn't that terrible, Bob? It's horrible.
Hey, it's so easy, What I do is I get the little green tab, I lift it up just a little bit, and with my other hand, I push on the phone, push it out, and then I stand the phone on edge and put the plastic right back on. You can't even tell that I've been in it.
That's how you're.
There's an art to it. Well, you got to do it a couple times, but hey, it's real easy. Just like I said, open the green tab with your right hand, with your left hand, and your thumb. Or your forefinger, just push that phone out, holding the plastic with your thumb, and man, it'll pop right out, and then you can just stand the phone up and put the plastic right back on. No big deal.
Well, and this phone is not one that I did. This phone is one that a seller gave me. Like I was buying it as new, and he's like, "It's new," and I'm like, "Dude, why did you even take the seal off, man? I mean, you didn't even reseal it right. Why even take it off in the first place if you're going to do that?" So, but luckily the plastic is still on the phone screen itself, so it's new, but it's just irritating because it's like this is kind of a mess in my opinion. But,
yeah, most buyers will take long as the plastic is on the back of the phone, you're okay. I mean, but you can't have no scratches or anything on it, bottom line. And it better be activated within a day or two because, like you said, I'll go up to the Apple site too, Luke, and I'll make damn sure that thing ain't been activated. And if it's been activated, then that's a whole different story where you really got to check it out good.
Well, exactly. And then on top of that, when you got people that are selling you unlocked phones, if they bring you a phone like this, that's minus $100 basically. So it's irritating when the phones are open. They'll deduct you for, if it's an unlocked phone. But this phone's locked, so it won't make a difference. But yeah, we got a lot of phones sitting here.
What's going on, Corey?
I
see Corey joined us.
Hey, Corey, how's it going, man?
Good. I did so.
Yeah, welcome to the group chat. I'm sorry we were late. I was picking up phones. I got a bunch of phones here, so.
Oh no, it's all good.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was any like you started on a different time schedule because I'm in Colorado Springs.
Oh sure. So you're Mountain Time, right?
Yeah. So you say your time.
You are. Yeah, I used to work in the North Dakota oil fields back when I was like 18, 19. You're just 1 hour behind us, I think. It's 7 o'clock there, right?
Yep. 7:20.
Yeah. Cool, man. No, every Sunday, members only group chat is 7 o'clock. It's just I basically went to go meet a customer. He had 4 phones. It was 150 profit a piece, and he ended up being like 30 minutes late. So
that's good.
So I didn't want to rush home to group chat. I mean, I wouldn't be really practicing what I preach if I rushed home and totally threw the deal out. So
Well, at least got the deal.
Yeah. So anywho, what do you guys want to do today? Do you want to do, because a lot of people, I know they're probably planning for 7. I know they're probably busy, but what are you guys struggling with right now? What are you guys trying to accomplish?
Well, for me, I'm trying to accomplish whether or not I should trust those WhatsApp numbers in eBay, because I'm not responding to them directly. Like, oh yeah, here's my contact information. Like I tried maybe one, but then again they're trying to ask me, oh, just send me the eBay order ID or something like that. So now I'm kind of sketching. I'm like, what if this eBay trying to like catch me in the act? Because they have like zero feedback. So I'm like, I don't know if I could trust this or not. So I'm trying to like build like a little private buyer type of thing with some of them. But it's like, am I just supposed to gamble with who I try to contact outside of eBay?
All right, so I'm gonna break it down for you. So unless you are messaging someone on eBay and you're typing, I'm gonna just type this in chat so you guys can see this. Hi there. I'm gonna just type this in chat. If you type this,
Wait, okay. Wait.
If you type hi there, I have multiple phones for sale, can you buy them off eBay? You're gonna get banned. You're gonna get in trouble. But if somebody on eBay sends you a message and you reach out off of eBay, here's the cool thing. eBay is not going to try and set you up like that because eBay actually has a policy within their returns policy. They will not qualify anything said outside of eBay. So unless it's in eBay messages, it really can't be used against you. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So yeah, these guys are probably legit. You know, that's in the course. If you went through the full course, I have that one video that says one of the best ways to get some of the top direct buyers out there is to actually post bad ESN phones on eBay. And when you ship out your packages on eBay, you can include a little note that says, I have more phones for sale. Here's my direct contact number. Contact me if you ship overseas or if you export phones and think that we can do business together. And that pretty much protects you from getting banned off of eBay.
That's what I'm going to do then.
So, yep.
Oh, that's smart, man. That's really smart.
I didn't even know that. Like that, I was wondering, like, how the hell do I protect myself? Because I seen a video with some ex-eBay workers. They were like the FBI for eBay, and they were like tracking down people that were like directing traffic from eBay, and I don't know. It was just weird.
They'll try and track as much as they can through messages, but I mean, if you are contacting people through texting outside of eBay, they're not going to say anything. And then on top of that, another thing that you can do that I've done in the past, if for some reason the person isn't getting the message, you know, or whatever, or let's just say somebody buys, like one thing I've done. So when I list a phone on eBay, if it sells for a ridiculously high price, I obviously want to contact that person. I want to see, what are you using the phone for? Sometimes I'll reach out to them and I'll say, hey, I noticed you bought my phone and you paid a premium price for it. What are you using the phone for? And when they message back and say, oh, I'm reselling it, if they're reselling something and the price is just ungodly high, then what you do is you just say, oh, that's cool. I'm trying to start a cell phone buy and resell business. Do you have any tips or advice? And then sometimes they'll provide like their business contact information. eBay doesn't really care if you're exchanging like contact information, but it's kind of more or less how you word it, the context of it. Another thing I've done is I'll say, I've got other stuff for sale. I have a physical location, and then I'll send them like my Facebook business name, and then they can just look me up and, you know, they can do the work on their own. But basically, it's just basically kind of getting around what eBay flags and what they don't flag. And you just got to be very careful with that. Obviously, the foolproof way is send them a message with your package. I mean, if you send somebody a nice little flyer that says, hey, I get phones regularly, 20 to 30, you know, a week, or 20 to 30 a month, or whatever you're doing, then basically that's going to give them the opportunity to contact you directly. They're not going to get their eBay account banned, and you're not going to get your eBay account banned.
See, because right there, what you just said, I'm trying to see how I could word it on Mercari, because someone offered me $360 today for this phone, but I'm like, that would be good, but not with the 10% fee on Mercari. You know what I mean? So I was like, dang, I could really invoice them instead, like on PayPal, but I'm like, I can't just be like, oh, contact my PayPal or something like that.
Best thing to do, you could try and get their first and last name from the order and their address. You could try looking them up. I mean, don't spend too much time on this, but just giving you some ideas. So
yeah, I definitely needed these ideas, to be honest, because that's actually a good idea.
For sure. Corey, I know you're a little newer to the group. How's everything been going for you, man? I think you said you were in the military, right? If I remember right.
Yeah. I'm in the military. I'm at Fort Carson in Colorado Springs. Yeah, so that's kind of, trying to get in the mix of it. So I usually work crazy hours sometimes. Like this month, like next week, I got a 24-hour shift that I got to do. So like my work schedule varies like crazy. So, so usually what I do is, and because I work in a type of place where electronics aren't allowed, so I can't have my phone on me at work. So I'll try to message people while I'm on a break. And then, so kind of what I do, I took your advice and I've been placing ads on my breaks at work.
For
and
sure.
After work, I get off around 5 p.m. And then I'll have the person meet me kind of towards my job, or I'll just suck it up and then just drive however long. I just don't drive no more than about 30 minutes away. So
that's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, so I did that, and then I was able to pick up 4 phones and an Apple Watch this week.
Nice.
So it's been going all right. But the question I do have is kind of the thing I'm trying out. So I'm trying to see about how can I go about posting on my personal account, on my Facebook account, to all my friends and family and the rest of my Facebook friends back home, saying that I buy phones, but what would be a secure way to do that? So say I got friends from Texas. I'm from Port Arthur, Texas.
Sure.
Near Texas. And if I post on my Facebook, on my regular Facebook account, that I buy phones now, how can my friends and family securely send me phones and be ensured that, their money's or their phone's not going to be, taken and they're not going to get a payment?
Sure. Well, obviously your friends and family got to trust you to a certain extent. Let me just tell you that it is difficult to get people to ship their stuff. It can be difficult sometimes, but best thing to do, I think, is to get yourself a business name, a little business card, make yourself a Facebook page. And then what you should do is you should make a post on your personal Facebook basically saying, hey, everybody, just wanted to announce that I am starting a smartphone and electronic, buying business, and just basically make like a little announcement. Be proud of it, kind of almost like you're starting a brick and mortar business. Make an announcement so that it gets some hype from everybody on your Facebook. You get encouragement, you get support, you get comments, you get curiosity comments. And then from there on out, you can reach out to them. You could make another post later on, with how the process works, etc. Like build some brand identity, build some trust. And, from there on out, that is how you get people to ship you phones. And obviously your family, the nice thing is, if your family's got like $100 phone, tell them how to ship it. Tell them to send it USPS priority mail. Tell them to send it with tracking. And when your family member sends you the phone and you pay them and all goes good, ask them to leave you a review. Ask them to talk about you. Not necessarily ask like pride, but just be like, hey, if you enjoyed the service or you enjoyed everything I did, and you like the fast cash that I paid you once I got the item, tell your friends or tell the rest of the family, let them know that you enjoyed the experience and that I do good and honest business. Sometimes word of mouth is almost better than paid advertising. Like, we have the second largest paid phone flipping group here on the internet. I don't even have the biggest free group, and we're number 2 because a lot of people talk good about me. A lot of people talk good about the mentorship and course stuff I give. So if you just create some buzz, like just do it all genuine, Corey. Be as genuine as possible. I think I don't think you'll have any problem getting that up and off the ground and kind of getting it out to your friends and family.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Last thing is.
And most of my, a lot of my sales are repeat customers. When you get their hands and you use their first name, hey Corey, so glad to meet you, brother. Let's see what you got there, and then use their name 3 or 4 times. It works when you're talking their name, and when you're doing a deal, you make sure when you're texting this stuff, or you're talking to people, get their name. Say, hey, I'm Corey. Who am I speaking with? Right. And you use their name. It works and goes into deals.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
What other questions did you have, Corey?
So I came across my first field. So a guy came to me on Let Go, and he was basically saying that, hey, I got 2 iPhone XS Maxes. They're sealed in the box. How much can you give me for them? So with that being said, I've never come across that. Every phone that I've gotten has always been open. So do you appraise it as bad ESN, and how do you go about that? Should I open the box if it's sealed? Because I've never dealt with it.
Me personally, my advice, yes, appraise it as bad ESN. Any phone that's coming to you that's sealed in the box is probably going to be financed. However, if you run that IMEI check on sickw.com, Apple Basic Info, it's 10-cent check. Make sure you're running the paycheck. That phone shows up unlocked, then appraise it as unlocked.
And I'm going to give you an advice. If you're running it on SickW, if you will message them and tell them you're doing a lot of checks, can you get wholesale pricing? It drops it to half price. This is for members only in this group. I'm giving this tip because it dropped me where I'm only paying a nickel now instead of 10 cents for my basic Apple check.
Okay.
Make sure you guys are doing that.
Just send them a message, SickW, and say, yeah, I'm doing wholesale. I'm planning on doing a lot of checks here. I was wondering about if I could get wholesale price. Next thing you know, your account, it's going to be a nickel on Apple Basic. It's going to drop from 18 cent to 10 cent on a S1 carrier check. I mean, this is all good stuff. I got a lot of stuff to share with you guys.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Bob.
Every cent counts, guys. I mean, Bob's exactly right. I mean, if you can save 10 cents here, save a quarter there, save a buck here, it's all worth it. It all adds up. It sounds crazy, but when you start doing a lot of volume, I mean, look, this is just, I've got a bunch of phones over there, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 phones right here. Even if I only made $10 extra, there's 7 right there. That's $70, And every time I think about, I'm making more and more money in this business, and when I figure out how to make, even an extra $5 phone or an extra $10 a phone, I think back to when I was 18, not 18, but 16, 17, and I was working at Hardee's. I just remember getting paid I was getting paid $8 an hour, and I'm like, man, this sucks. I get all creepy all day, and I got to flip burgers, and I got to see people eat them all day, and I'm hungry. And so when I think of this business, it's man, if I can make an extra $70 by doing a little research or learning or switching something around a little bit, this $70, man, back in the day, this took me 8 hours to make, probably even more after taxes, So every little bit counts. When you're in your own business, you want to make sure that you're doing everything as profitable as possible.
And the thing is, I'm training my grandson. He's 18 years old. He made $2,100 last week. He says, shit, Grandpa. He says, I have to kill myself for $10 an hour, and they take taxes and everything else. And here I made $2,100, man. He's on cloud nine. Dude, I'm telling you, man, this crap is easy. Listen to that. Man, this business is great. I'm going to get you guys fired up, man. Post your ads, man. Listen, make you a dozen email accounts, okay? 6 Google, 6 Yahoo, and just, hey, start posting ads on Craigslist, on Marketplace, on in the groups, man. If you follow my tips that I just put in the group and just type in the search box to the left, tip, and follow my tips, hey, it's all golden, man. You're going to be rolling in it.
That's true. Get your guys' ads spread everywhere. Think of your ads, guys, as a game of dodgeball with a handful of dodgeballs. You want to just hit every avenue as much as possible all over. Just get those ads everywhere. The more ads that you have, just the better it's going to be. I mean, the more leads that you get, the more leads potentially you have to close, because see, a lot of people, they'll say, oh, I only got 1 phone this week. Well, then I ask them, okay, well, how many leads did you have? Oh, I only had 15 leads. Well, I mean, that's not the best close rate, but it's not the worst. The problem is you didn't have enough leads. The number one key is advertising. You want to be to the point, me personally, there's some days that I wake up at 6 in the morning. I've got texts. Hey, do you buy this? Hey, do you buy this? I've got 8 missed text messages by 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. And then, you know, I might close 2 or 3 of those deals. And then by the time I'm done driving around, I got more coming in at noon saying, hey, can we meet? Or I got regular people. You want to be to the point where basically, have you guys ever had one of those like productive days, whether it was in your own business or Corey, obviously you're in the military, you know, you work 24-hour shift. That's almost what you want, but you want it in your own business. You want a day where it's like, holy crap, I just worked 14 hours, but you worked it for yourself. It was a good, productive, positive day. And when you look at your profit at the end of the day, you know, you just worked 12 hours for yourself, but you made $1,000 or you made $2,000. That's what you want. You want basically your leads just back to back to back to back. So the more advertising, the bigger potential you have to do this.
Yeah. Amen. And don't be scared to do $5 Craigslist paid ads or $3 ads, man. Hey, I do like 10 of them, man, and they pay off every month, guys. Listen, and I want to bring up something. I've been doing this for 10 months, and I've been screwing up selling to a private buyer, and I haven't been when I see Apple Care Plus. Hell, if you got a broken screen or a broken back, take it to Apple and get it friggin' fixed for nothing, man.
What? Really?
Now you can enlighten me here, Luke. It may cost, hey, listen, you buy a phone, XS Max, that's a cracked screen, but you look when you run into your 6W report and you see they got Apple Care Plus on it. Dude, you're golden, man. Take it to Apple, and I haven't been doing that. I've been selling them off to Atlas and Zellphone, and hell, they've been doing it, I'll guarantee you, you know. It's little stuff like this that you're going to learn in the group from where I make a mistake, okay? I'm going to pass it on to you and say, I've been doing this, man, and I've been doing it all wrong. You need to take your phones into Apple if they have. And listen, I had one XS Max 6 months old, bad Face ID. I'm saying, oh, crap, my grandson didn't catch it. Well, hell, it's under limited warranty. I'm taking that puppy in tomorrow. Hey, it's all gravy, man.
Yeah, if the phone's legit, if you legitimately purchase the phone and Apple Care is legitimately purchased on the phone, I believe, I want to say it follows the phone. It doesn't matter who the owner is. So
That's
if you
correct.
do, absolutely, guys, go and turn the phone in, get it fixed, and then sell it for twice the profit. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Yeah. I really
if you didn't know that, you make sure you remember. You look, man. You see Apple Care, man. You're in the money, dude.
The Craigslist ads thing, that's a big thing. When we talk about Craigslist ads, this is my office, so I keep all my cash in here. So for anybody out there wanting to rob me too, my house got like 5 cameras around it. But anyways.
I got alarms in my house everywhere.
Hey, you know our new motto in the group.
What's that?
Show me the money, and Luke just showed you the money, guys.
So when we talk about show me the money, when we talk about paid Craigslist ads, guys, think about this. This isn't a lot of money, but if you have 4 Craigslist ads, okay? Or let's just say we buy, I don't know, let's do like 10 Craigslist ads. So we got $100 right here, okay? I'm not showing any of this to brag. It's $100. This isn't anything. You could wipe this up on the floor. $100, but you get 10 paid Craigslist ads. What if this $100, okay? What if that $100 in paid Craigslist ads turned into something like this, okay? Like 30 grand. What if it did that for you? You guys have to not be afraid to invest in your business. If you're doing paid advertising, you can literally be making hundreds, where there's people out there that are making, they make like 2 phones a week. They get 2 phones a week. They make a couple $100. You guys need to do a mixture of the free ads, and you need to take full advantage of the paid ads. You got to do the paid ads, because here's the big kicker. If you do the paid ads, and let's just say for some reason your paid ads get flagged, sometimes they do. That doesn't happen very often. I've seen other people's having them get flagged. Me personally, I've only had it happen a couple times, and I think it was competition. That competition is no longer in business here. But anyways, what I do on Craigslist, every time I post a paid ad, I print that ad receipt out on my printer, and I keep the ad ID, and I always pay with a credit card. And if Craigslist bans my paid ad and it is not fulfilled its 30-day fulfillment, I bring that receipt in, I bring the flag date into my bank, and I'll usually bring it in if it happens a few times, and I'll be like, hey guys, file a charge back against Craigslist. Okay, I win every time. So when Craigslist bans my ad and it's 15 days in, they screw themselves. I get my money back. I just go and post more paid ads. Paid ads are really good that way, because essentially if they get banned, you're getting them for free.
Okay.
So something to keep.
Now, hey Luke, let me ask you a question. Are you still selling on eBay now? See, I've been doing all this crap with Atlas because it just streamlines it, man. You save yourself so much time. I'm not taking pictures. I'm not doing write-ups. I'm not having to deal with the scammers. But I realize on certain phones, especially the unlocked ones, you're probably better off selling it local.
So what I still sell on eBay is phones like this. Older phones, Galaxy S7, you know, like Atlas and other like common direct buyers pay. I bet you right now they'd probably, I mean, this phone's like brand new. You can see it's actually a really nice phone. I bet you they'd pay like $40 for this. This phone's worth like $150. Anything that
Exactly.
anything that's iPhone 8 Plus and older, it all goes on eBay. Anything that's got a cracked screen, it goes on eBay. Anything that's water damage, it goes on eBay. iCloud locked goes to direct buyers. Anything new, sealed, or open where scammers can say, oh man, I got the phone, but for some reason when I opened the box, there was no phone in there. That goes to direct buyers. I don't want to deal with.
Nervous of with that.
Well, of course, and they scam. I don't want to deal with buyers on eBay when I'm selling a $1,000 phone or a $900 phone. Sell it to direct buyers. I mean, if we're talking iPhone X, iPhone XS, XS Max, XR. Sell it to direct buyers just because you don't want to take that risk. It's annoying. You know, it's really annoying to deal with people that lie, and they do that on eBay all the time. But when it comes to older phones, it seems like the people buying the older phones are a little more trustworthy, where the scammers, they're trying to cash in on these big phones that are worth, you know, $800 to $1,200 a piece.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yep.
And I have heard, guys, listen to this. I have heard, and the scammers are getting smarter where, hey, they'll on an XS Max, some guy sent him a brand new XS Max, and the guy got a half bottle of spaghetti back, and it was the exact same weight as a shipment weight. So they're weighing it and getting smart. So yeah, man, I swear to God, you know, this crap is happening all the time on eBay, and eBay protects the buyers. This is for real, man. You got to be careful on the expensive phones, man. Don't ship them on eBay. You're just asking for trouble, like Luke said.
You know what I would do if somebody sent me back a thing of spaghetti sauce and I sent them an XS Max? I think I would go to Walmart and I would buy a candle and I would have the most expensive spaghetti dinner that I've ever eaten in my life, and I would just move on. That's one thing, and the whole point of what I just said, yes, it's hilarious. I probably would do that. But the whole point of it is, if you get scammed on eBay, try and fight it, but then move on. Don't sit there and go all CIA trying to look the guy up, trying to find him, trying to
find his ass.
Yeah, just forget it. It's part of eBay. It's happened to me before. I'll tell you guys a story when I was newer into this. And when I say newer, you'll tell by the age of the phone. So I bought a brand new Galaxy S6 Edge. It was rose gold. I didn't make many S6 Edges that were rose gold. This was like a Mac Daddy phone. This is a nice phone. I sent to this guy in Florida. It was Doral, Florida, and I've noticed now through my eBay career, there's a lot of scammers in Doral, Florida for some reason. And this guy gets the phone. It's brand new. Everything's perfect. He paid me like $620 for it. And then 29 days later, and it ended up actually being 31 when he filed the case, so he was actually outside of the eBay return. He said, oh, the LCD went bad on it. And I fought him over it, and I should have just let him return it. You know, I don't know if it was because I made him mad or because he was legitimately trying to scam me the whole time, but I knew there was nothing wrong with the phone. It's a brand new phone. He didn't say anything. So eBay processes the return, and I got back a box. It was like a generic cell phone box, and there was a broken Nintendo DS in it. I was so mad. I was so mad that I actually looked him up, talked to a couple police friends of mine, had him all looked up, found out where he lived, found his Facebook, found everything out about him. And I was upset at the time, and I'm gonna get to the whole point of this story, but I was upset because I found the guy on Facebook. He had a nice boat in the picture behind him. He had a beautiful girlfriend. He was in good shape. Like, this guy's like rocking it. And then I looked at his business. This guy's got 3 different phone stores in Florida. So I'm just like, you know what? How I look at it sometimes when I get scammed, maybe you need it more than me. whatever. You know what? I'll move on. Not a big deal. Karma will get you. I don't have time for that.
Right.
But I was mad because at this time, this guy had it more than I had it. And I was upset that he scammed me. So I blackmailed him. Didn't like blackmail him, but I basically I found his number eventually. I messaged him like, hey, man, I know what you did. You know, I'm not afraid to fly down there, blah, blah, blah. Went all like angry on him. And the most I got out of him, it was so funny. He'd never admitted what he did. But the most I got out of him, he tried blaming it on his employees and, you know, said, oh, we didn't see it on the cameras, blah, 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 blah. Most I got out of him was he said, if you ever come down to Miami or if you want to order parts through my store, I'll give you $200 credit. I'm like, whatever, man. And at that point, I just moved on. But looking back on it, I wish when I got that broken Nintendo DS, I wish I would have laughed at it, threw it in the garbage, and went and posted like 20 ads and got more phones. Right. But I went about it with a vengeful mentality, and this is something that Tony Robbins talks about. You don't want to have vengeful mentality. You don't want to have that, I got to get even, I got to do – just forget all that because you're going to have hardships in business that happen, and the best thing to do is pick up, move on, and get more business, get more phones, make more money, and forget about the scammers.
Right. And guys, if you get somebody complaining, I hand new Note 8s, man. And the guy gets it, you know, and it's like Luke says, almost, you know, 3 weeks later, it says, hey, man, this one, it's iCloud locked. I says, you're full of crap. I says, I check them 2 or 3 times. I deal in thousands of phones. And he says, I said, just send it back. I'll refund you your full amount. He says, well, I can't. I'm down in South America, Columbia, ship overseas. It wasn't a week later. You know, when I shipped the other phone out and I'm getting somebody from Africa, same deal, man. Had to call eBay. Says, I got a scammer here. I told them I'd take the return. No, but they're saying the phone's over in Africa. So you're going to deal with these scammers, you know, where they're overseas. What they're going to ask you is for a partial refund. Never do a partial refund. Send the phone back. I'll give you a full refund. And then you just relist it. It's no big deal. Right, Luke?
Yep. Yeah, they'll basically try and come up with schemes to like extort money out of you guys by doing partial refunds. That is definitely one thing to watch out for. There's so many different scams. What's sad is I think there's more scams out there than there is legitimately ways to sell phones. I mean, there's eBay, Mercari, Craigslist, Marketplace, and those really both just fall under – really all those categories fall under selling locally, selling online, and then exporting overseas. And exporting could technically fall under selling online. I mean, there's 2 ways. But when you talk about scams, I mean, we got the Nigerian scam, the African scam, we got the Hong Kong scam, we got every different type of scam, and it's like you got to be smart, guys. You got to be careful. You know, I mean, yeah. I love having fun and it's just, here in the group chat, but like, you got to watch out.
Yeah, and it's just like, hey, when you're doing a meetup, man, if you're buying 3 or 4 new phones like Luke's doing, you better have your guard up. I carry Betsy with me all the time, so you know, and I do have a permit to carry here in Georgia. But I'm telling you guys, you should always, when your guard should go up and think. Don't worry about the money. How much money is? What happens is you get so excited, say, "Oh man, I'm gonna make $600-700 off of this deal," and you ain't. And they want to meet you over in an apartment complex. They want, hey, dudes get killed all the time, man. I'm telling you, always meeting a McDonald's, a Hardee's. And meet up front where people can see what's going on. Don't be meeting. I even heard somebody getting robbed in a McDonald's because they're in a damn back kitty section where nobody can see them. Somebody pulls a gun on them, man. So you're carrying large amounts of cash. It's a risk. Okay.
Absolutely. You guys definitely be careful. I just did a video on that the other night. So
yeah, I watched that.
Be careful out there, guys. You never know. So, but yeah, we're coming up on 8:50, so we went like 20 minutes longer, which is totally fine. It's always good to have more questions on here. But I appreciate you guys coming out for the group chat. Does anybody, before we close for the night, does anybody have any questions, comments, or anything you want advice on?
Yeah, I got one last question.
What's up?
So with my ads, so I got ghosted on what's that called, OfferUp. So I use an iPhone 6 that I picked up. I just kind of use it as a business phone. It's like the cheapest phone I could find. And then once I got that, I just post all my OfferUp ads. on there. But the issue is, so Let Go is basically where I get the majority of my stuff, and then Marketplace I post in the Facebook groups. So it's like Marketplace will flag my ads, but my ads will stick in the Facebook groups, and then that's where I get my leads. So Let Go and Facebook Marketplace. However, I've been trying to get my Craigslist ads to stick, but I cannot get those things to stick at all. So I started doing the paid ads in the financial services. I've only done one, but I haven't gotten a lead from it too. So I was kind of skeptical about going forward with it. But for a while, I was kind of like posting at least like one ad a day in the wanted section for wanted by owner in Craigslist, but none of them are sticking. Even the ones. What's up?
Local news too. That's a good place.
Yeah. So I haven't tried local news, but I need to try that. But I can show you the Craigslist ads, and I tried to use a technique when you post like just a picture of the iPhone in the box, and then you just list the iPhone, like iPhone XR, and then when you click it, then you can see in the description that I'm actually buying phones, but they even get flagged too. So that's like the main thing I'm really having trouble with.
Okay, sure. So your Facebook Marketplace, let me ask this. Before you started phone flipping everything on your Facebook profile, did you sell a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace? And by a lot, I mean, even a couple items a week or a couple items a month.
Nah, it was probably like one or two things, and then that was it.
Okay, so here's my advice right now. Obviously, if you've got some ads that are on Facebook Marketplace right now, if for some reason they're sticking, let them be. If you don't, what I would do right now is I would go around your house or wherever you live in, military base, find a candle, find whatever you can, like common household stuff. Take a picture of your TV, go outside, take a picture of your car. Start listing stuff that is legitimate physical items that isn't related to the cell phone industry and try and warm your account up a little bit.
Okay.
And see if those ads stick. If those ads have not stuck, then that means your account is ghosted. And what you need to do is you need to give it a 3 to 4 month break. What you can do though while you're giving it this break is you can go and make another Facebook account, warm it up a little bit, give it a week or two, and then start posting more ads. Another thing you can do is if you get the ad to actually stick, but then it gets banned, you can submit a report to Facebook or dispute it, basically saying that, hey, there's nothing wrong with your ad. And what you need to put in the message to Facebook is, hi, Facebook, you flagged my post. And what you need to write is, I read through all of the Facebook rules that you have provided on the Facebook, terms of service.
Yep.
And I couldn't find where my posting violated the terms of service. Could you please cite me on the terms of service that I have violated so that way I can fix the problem? If not, please reinstate my post as I don't believe it violates community standards. So by doing this, you basically put Facebook on the line to provide you a reason and or why in their terms of service that your ad got flagged. 9 times out of 10, this gets your ad reinstated.
I could actually add to that because I think a week or two ago I had this issue where I posted an ad. I had cash paid for iPhone XS Max and up. It stuck for 2 days and they flagged and said it wasn't on the guidelines. All I did was say, hey Facebook, I'm providing a service to the community to provide cash for phones and this, and they just reinstated it.
That's another thing you can do. You can
They
play
honestly
around.
just fixed it. I only keep 5 ads active on a marketplace, but then I'll do like what you said is put bump and just have it, go back to the top and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yep.
So what about the Craigslist?
And Craigslist the same thing. Like I'll put cash paid for iPhone or smartphone. I keep changing the titles up. I don't know if we could keep the same title different days, but what I do is I'll be like cash paid for smartphones or electronics. I'll have that same scheme and they'll honestly stick. And then I'll renew them after like 3 days or so.
Is that in the wanted by owner section?
Wanted by owner, local news, and honestly, this is only for free though. I haven't did any paid, but I've had like 10 on each one, like local news, wanted by owner, and they stick honestly.
Could I, Corey, is there a chance, could you share your screen and show us your Craigslist ads that you have up currently?
Oh, yeah.
Let me see if I can find some too.
I'd like to just take a look at them and see if I can help you out and get some of them sticking and see if I see anything that could be fixed.
All right, let me.
But they do flag your ads if they're too flashy. I noticed.
Yep. Sometimes it's better to make them plain, but let's check them out.
Yeah.
All right. So iPhone X for sale by owner. Got cash for your iPhone 6X Max. Okay. Okay. The one thing I don't like about this is your description says iPhone X. The phone in the picture is not an iPhone X. And then what I would do is I would make the price more realistic. I know it sounds silly, but believe me, this can make a difference because a consumer might have seen that and they might have not got your memo. They might not even have read that you're offering cash for phones.
Yeah, I would buy that.
That says iPhone X, $300. It's not an iPhone X, and they just flagged you. That might be one of the things. Sometimes the best thing to do is if you have a phone laying around, like you said, I want to say it was you that you said you bought a couple phones, take a picture of a couple phones that you actually have sitting around, list them for an actual price, like a real price, and then put that same description in. I don't think your description is bad. I think that was
and a little thing I want to add is put iPhone X dash 64 gigabit space unlocked, great condition.
Yep.
Okay, this way, and then you can put 7/8/X/XR, and you won't get flagged, dude. So you have to put good description in there, putting, if you don't want to, and I'm talking OfferUp, I'm talking Marketplace, any of the apps where you're gonna that are tough, you have to put a good description in there, or title, excuse me, not description. And I let a photo, I'll have on the photo, I buy iPhones kind of lightly highlighted where they see it, and then in my description there, I'll put see photo, because the photo is going to say exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
I don't get flagged. I very seldom get flagged on Craigslist, to be honest, or Marketplace. Marketplace OfferUp is another case. It is tough, buddy.
Yeah, it is.
I got ghosted too.
Yeah.
I just honestly keep 5 on Marketplace just to be safe.
All right.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, those ads look decent. I don't really think there's anything wrong with them, like as far as your context. I'm just trying to be as friendly, try and be as descriptive as possible, but also be short and sweet. Like, message me for a fast free quote, get one today, something like that. Just kind of be quirky, friendly, and look genuine, because the problem is there's a lot of people out there that are paying for auto posters, or they're having like people overseas post them. And so when they see ads that look borderline like they were spam posted, or they're just like super short, sometimes they will flag them. Like Bob said, that's absolutely correct. Sometimes if you put too little, they might just flag it because they're like, oh, it might not be legitimate, or maybe a robot posted it. It sounds silly, but there is more competition out there, and this kind of stuff is happening. So, but other than that, Corey, I think you're doing decent. So,
all right, thanks.
One other little trick on your phone number: put the area code X, put the first 3 digits, put an X. You ain't supposed to really be putting your phone number, because on Craigslist, you already got your phone number and they're supposed to reply to get to that, and you may be getting flagged just for that. I never put I always put my area, I put 678X, small X, 787X, 83, 00. I always put an X there, because you ain't supposed to be putting your phone number in there. You're supposed to be putting it in when you're doing the ad, right, Luke?
Yep, that's correct.
It still says the same thing, but
Yeah, sometimes Craigslist doesn't like when you drop your numbers in the when you drop them in the description. Me personally, just like a heads up, like when I do my paid ads, I will drop my number everywhere just because I want people to see it, because sometimes people don't click the reply button. But these are paid ads. Paid ads, I'm paying for the content. I should be able to post whatever I want. But the free ads, they're a little bit more touchy. So just kind of something to keep in mind. So, but I think you get it, Corey. You're a smart guy. You're in the military. What branch are you in, by the way?
I'm in the Army.
That's cool, man. Well, thank you. I appreciate your service. I almost joined the military a long time ago too, but I was with I was with somebody that wouldn't let me join, so I never ended up going. So
Yeah, I know how that is.
yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I was in the Air Force 4 years and 2 years Army Reserve.
Oh, awesome.
Air Force, hotel, and good food life. That's what they say, anyways. That's what
Hey,
I'm told.
Definitely.
hey, it pays the bills, but they don't pay squat in the military.
Oh,
Corey's going to make twice as much money as he ever made in the military.
That's what I was
He's
telling
probably
you.
doing it already.
I was like, I feel like I'm making on a good month. I feel like I make a little bit more, or just about the same as what I make now.
For sure. Well, let's get you to like 10,000 a month, Corey, and then you can tell everybody on the entire military base about the phone flipping course. Your awesome mentor,
Yeah,
and then you get paid 50%, and you'll be rich by the time you come on basic.
I already got one student that's interested. I've been telling them about your course. I'm showing them how to. So I actually do know how to fix phones. So,
Oh, that's good too. That's a big bonus, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I auction on eBay the lots of the screens, and then whenever I get a phone in and I feel like fixing it, it's an easy fix. I just extra profit. So
that's awesome, man, for sure.
That's good. My grandson's doing the same thing. I got Jonathan Strange down in Montgomery, which is a couple hours away. He wants to go ahead and train. He says, I'll get him trained in 2 days. I've already started. I did one, but I watched a repair course about a couple hours earlier, and I get in there and I'm zipping through. I used to build computers back in the old days when you built everything. You set up the BIOS and all that stuff. I'm an IT guy with Wells Fargo for 35 years, so router switches. I know everything. I'm very technical. And, yeah, man, he's going to get into repairs too, because that's where this way, if the phone can reserve to fixing the phone.
There's some good money.
Screen repairs and batteries.
That's for sure.
If I can fix this iPhone 4 that I took apart, then maybe I could start doing that.
Yeah, start on the cheap ones, guys, in case you
for real.
Hey, I started. Hey, I had a 6 Plus, man, and I'm zipping through, man, with these little screws and my fat fingers here, man. And I get in there and I see a piece of damn tape and I cut it, and it's, oh shit, that was to the home button. I cut the friggin' ribbon cable.
Worst.
It's like, I need somebody to actually show me how the hell to do this stuff, man.
You just see Bob on one of those memes. Tries to fix screen, breaks home button, cuts value in half.
Oh, man.
That actually happened kind of. I got
but there's nothing like OJT on a job training.
Really,
yeah, that's what it takes. Sometimes you got to make some mistakes.
Watching a video is great, but
actually doing it.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Got to do it. But yeah, guys. Well, no, good group chats. Smaller group chat, but hey, sometimes those are the best ones. Good questions, good chat. So, thanks everybody for coming out, and we'll do another one next Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, as always. So,
all right, see you.
Yeah,
sounds good, man. Thank you for the answers.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, everybody.
Corey and Jonathan, money.
All right.
Show me the money.
Have a good flipping week.